Hello, good evening. Better late than never. So, this is the Ospreys Back Feather Rugby Fancast, as listened to by Ospreys players. We know this now. We'll get into that in a bit. Um, Good evening, Rod.
How are we doing?
Well, I've still got a cough and a cold. I'm not feeling too awesome. Obviously,
Mm.
I was the snot machine on Saturday when
Yeah,
I
you
saw
were, you were.
you.
You were looking a bit sorry for yourself. It
Felt really
was,
frigging sorry for myself.
it was slightly amusing, but mostly, yeah, just I was feeling deep sympathy for you because I was the same the week
Really,
before. But
really
you
sorry
were
for
looking very
myself.
sorry for yourself.
Honestly, my nose was dripping like a tap. I managed to drop my packet of handkerchiefs somewhere, and I wouldn't have minded, but I'm not being funny. They were Stitch from Disney, like special hankies, so I was gutted that I dropped them. And to be honest, I really could have done with those when I went into the pop, like the Portaloo from the Black Hole of Kolkata, um, because they didn't have any glue paper in them or lights. I had to use my phone to see what I was
You
doing.
sort of need those,
But
don't you?
oh,
Yeah.
I've literally said on my list now is going to be toilet wipes, hand sanitizer, and I need a head torch.
On
If
your
I'm
on
going to
your
use those
EDC,
portaloos,
your
yeah,
everyday carry. Yeah, yeah.
it is. It's going to turn into that. But
Well, I'm a little well, not worse for wear this week, but I've just spent 3 days, as you know, but for the sake of everyone listening, 3 days on a work get together with 70 odd people, and I'm a sociable person. I can chat away for hours, but I wear myself down doing so, so I need my alone time then. So 3 days in a bunk room with five other blokes, most of which were snorers, has taken its toll on me. Plus, it had that classic vibe of when you get an occasional team get together and everybody brings a bottle of wine, and suddenly, you know, a few too many glasses go down. And it had that
it's a bit
feeling of just like
silly.
the weekend. I kept thinking it was the weekend. So I found myself last night drinking neat vodka, not ice
Oh
cold,
God.
not the best circumstances until about midnight on a,
Did you
what
break
day was
out the
it?
Lord of the Rings
On a
speech though?
Wednesday.
Did you?
No, no.
Well, you weren't that
For
drunk then.
no, that's
No,
true. I could
no.
have been drunker. But no, those 3 days, although fantastic, and it was great to, speak to old colleagues, new colleagues and stuff, it's taken a toll on me and it's hitting me now, so don't expect too much today.
I don't have much of a social battery. I'm not going to lie. I call it my spoons. And there are days when I run out of spoons, and I
Mhm.
run out of them quite early on in the day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've got no spoons today. It's not happening. Um, so what you've just described to me sounds like Dante's seventh level of hell. I'd be like, nah, it's a no. It's a no from me. That's no.
Yeah.
Um, can't think of anything worse. Don't mind the snoring. I live with a snorer. I would just put my sleep mask and my Bluetooth thing on, and I'd be grand. But no Mark this evening. Mum, put my teeth back in. This is where my cold is taking me. No Mark this evening, so you've just got the dynamic duo instead. But I would like to point out and say thank you. I got my new this season 25-26 ladies Ospreys hoodie on with the plastic 3D Macron and Ospreys logos. I would like to say thank you very much to Richard Lancaster for getting this for me and bringing it to the shop for me, because they didn't have the I'm just going to say it, double XL in size for me. Um, but yeah, thank you very, very much. I love it. I will be wearing it to the Dragons game on Saturday because apparently it's going to be cold. But we'll rewind ourselves back to Saturday, and we're kind of 5 days on from that now. Um, and we were hopeful last week, thought perhaps, well, we didn't think we were going to win, but we thought
Buy some
we could
shots.
get bonus points.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
So we ended up on, well, we ended up Glasgow 42, Ospreys 17.
Yeah.
Now, I think that score really I'm not going to say flat as Glasgow because it doesn't, because they looked superb on Saturday.
Yeah,
However,
yeah.
that score doesn't necessarily reflect how close that game was until the last sort of like 15,
No.
20,
Yeah,
20 minutes, how tight it was.
we were in it at 50 minutes, weren't we? At
Yeah,
50 minutes, I thought, if we get the next points on the board, which is always the thing, isn't it? You don't want to go two scores down. If we could get the next points, we'd be in with a shot in that final quarter, but it wasn't to be.
wasn't to
But
be.
we were hopeful, up,
Yeah,
right up until that point.
we started strong. We had that penalty try that was awarded, and then on review was reversed.
Yeah,
Glasgow came straight back after that, but we responded pretty much straight away with a nice try from Rubes. Followed up by a penalty from Dan. Um, Obviously slipped away from us a little bit towards the 30-minute mark when Derry got sent off for a high
mm,
tackle, which looking at it in the ground didn't look that bad. I don't. I've not had the chance to, because I've been rough. I've not had the chance to watch the game back as I normally would on TV once I get back home. But in the ground, it seemed a little bit harsh.
mm.
Um, and the big screen in Bridgend is perhaps not the best. Rod wouldn't necessarily see the big screen over on the terrace normally, whereas where I sit in the stand is literally directly opposite me. But if you can remember being a kid and having a small portable TV in your bedroom after seeing the big screen at the .com, that
Yeah.
screen in Bridgend is like a portable telly in your bedroom when you was a kid.
I genuinely don't think that from the main stand, looking at that screen, it even magnifies what's going on in the furthest corner of the
No,
pitch. You're measuring them up against each other. You're looking at the size of the bodies on the screen and the size of them over there in the far corner, and they're the same. So
yeah, and as
yeah,
you
it's
and
quite
John
funny.
pointed out, pixels have already gone in the middle of the screen. So you've just got this black blob
Yeah.
in the middle of the screen. So um, I think, yeah, ultimately for me, gutted that we let it slip away from us, and we seem to have taken a step backwards from how strong we were in the first three games.
Yeah.
But I think that is a tribute to Glasgow and how much they closed us down,
Yeah.
really.
What struck me on the day was just how professional they were. That was the word that stuck with me. It was like, yeah, it was almost a pleasure to watch if it wasn't happening to us because they didn't put a
Bless.
single foot out of line, particularly their back three. Their back three were faultless. We were chucking lots of balls up in the air, and I don't think they fumbled one. I don't think we competed for a
No,
few, but I don't think we were in with a chance of
Senate
getting
didn't
any
have
of them.
his, yeah.
No.
Um,
So yeah, and what they did really, really, really well was starving us of possession and slowing down our ball at the ruck time, committing two men and just preventing us from having any fluidity to our game.
yeah.
I think we only saw the ball get beyond the midfield a
Oh,
handful of times.
we spent most of our time in our own 22 defending. And
Yeah.
I think where those points came from, we were having to defend so much
Mm.
that there it's understandable how those last tries got bounced in because they
Yeah.
just managed to make hay while the sun shines, really. They managed to beat those defenders and they managed to get over. And you're right, I think their back three had a superb game. I think they've got the traps flying against us and really did look at like a slick professional unit. Not saying that we didn't, because that's
Mm.
not. It's like you're comparing apples and pears at the minute. It's not. It's kind of different. You can certainly see how they've been building with their squad for 2 or 3 years off the back of that championship
Mm.
win. And you can see why a lot of their players are the backbone of the Scottish team.
Yeah.
Um, some good performances. I thought Ruben, when he came on, no, when Ruben was on, I thought he did really, really well. He scored, both tries. Um, I think that was a really good performance. Derry has always had a really, really good game.
Mm.
Um, Ratty looked a little frustrated that he'd had had a knock, because he went off for, we didn't know why he went off for, first of all, did we? And then they
It's
said it was a blood replacement.
It
He's
said
definitely
blood over the
gone.
tannoy. Yeah, yeah, but
Yeah,
there was no visible blood and he was
no,
limping. So I think that might have been a little bit of a ploy to get him off, assess him with the option of bringing him back on if he was okay, which
yeah,
he did do in, within about
yeah,
5 minutes of going off.
yeah.
Um, yeah,
So it was nice to see as well, during the warm up that you had, players out there who were potentially on the injury list, like Ryan Smith, like Jack, having a run around and coming off, from a warm up. We kind of got stuck as well, didn't we, by the tunnels when the game was starting. So we saw both teams coming out, didn't we? And it was
yeah,
good
we
to see
did.
them having a run out. But we want the ACDC back, don't we?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
We
yeah.
want the ACDC back for
You
that
can't
run
do
out.
better than that, really, can you?
No,
No.
no. Music choices, other than the Lord of the Rings, I think it could be better.
Yeah, I've yet to share that on our socials. I'll send
I
that
have
out after
never
this. But
seen anyone look so happy. You were literally like, Sam, it's Lord of the Rings. I'm like, I know. And then, but you're
yeah,
like, it's Lord of the Rings. And you're filming the speaker like it's
it
it.
it was so good, honestly. Don't I'll get excited now and you won't be able to stop me talking about it. But they chose such an odd music choice from the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. It wasn't, the well-known the
Yeah.
fellowship running across the mountains scene. Um it was the music from when Saruman is creating the Urukai and like pulling them out of the ground
Only
and
you would know that.
cleaning them off. So it was a really odd choice. You could hear like the clanking of anvils and chains and stuff like that. It was
Seriously, get a
unusual, but
message. Yeah.
it got me excited. And there's probably a few others like me out there, so I
Yeah.
appreciated
Well,
that.
listen, you love what you love. And I wholeheartedly support anybody who has that kind of love for anything. I just think, you know, it's not harming anybody, and I think it was great. But
Yeah, yeah,
I think it's been a tough block. We knew it would be a tough block with that South African games. We kind of knew when we were looking at this initial block, we weren't expecting to come away with a lot from South Africa. Um, I think the games that we were targeting in this block were Zebra and, I hate to say, I'll be honest, Skin of Dragons. I think we've got to hit that quite heavy on
yeah,
Saturday. But realistically, I think we were expecting this first block to be really difficult. And I think
yeah. It
we,
is difficult, isn't it? You have
yeah,
to sort of remember our state of mind 4 or 5 weeks ago when we were going into this, when we were saying,
yeah,
this isn't going to be easy. We're going to take a bit of a battering, probably. We may pick up a couple of injuries, but we've
yeah,
just got to get through it and then launch our season from there.
yeah,
It looks a bit bad on paper when the Welsh regions so far this season, bearing in mind, obviously, Scarlets have played one less game, but the regions combined have only won 4 games so far, and three of
yeah,
those have been Cardiff. So when you look at it that way, it's very easy to throw muck at the boys, at the coaches and stuff. And I've
absolutely
heard a little
nothing.
bit
Yeah,
of it this week, but this is what we were anticipating, and I think I think the boys have really done us proud in this block. They put in some
oh,
exceptional performances. It's just petered off, and we lost 3 boys early on in that match before the whistle was even blown, so we didn't
blown.
start
Yeah,
off on a good footing. Um, uh, I couldn't expect any more from the boys. There was
literally.
there was so much heart, and you look at some of the other teams. Sorry, I'm just a
Go for
second
it.
longer, but you you look at some of the other teams, and as much as we hate to do it, you can sometimes doubt the commitment or doubt
Yeah,
the effort or the passion, as criminal as it is to accuse a player of that, because they're all professionals and they're doing it over other paths that their lives could have gone down. They're not doing it for money because it
yeah,
doesn't play like the Premier League. So but what I'm saying essentially is that I haven't seen a shortage of that in our boys.
none at all.
Every time they go out on the pitch, it is 100%, and that's shown through on Saturday as well. So, yeah,
like no hate, like literally no hate from me. I think the reason why I was disappointed on Saturday was after the fantastic performances in South Africa. And when I say disappointed, I don't mean as in, oh, I'm disappointed. I just mean, oh, that different kind of, oh, okay. But looking at it, we know we can springboard into a second block. We did it last
Yeah.
season.
Yeah.
Um, so for me, I'm super confident with what we've got and the momentum that's building.
Hmm.
I I don't have an issue with anything. Like, yeah, would I
Yeah.
love to be better off at the table right now? Yeah, I would. But you know what? It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And
Yeah.
that's the important thing. I'm going all Ethel Merman now, if anybody's
Yeah.
really watched
Yeah.
like musical theatre. But it's where you end up. So these are the
Hmm.
building blocks of our season. We've shown what we can do against the South African teams. You know, large parts of that game against Glasgow, we were in it. We were ultra competitive.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why going into, the next block of games, why we can't continue that. Because yeah, we've got the little break now for the autumn internationals, but then we've got our other sort of like 2.5 month block before the Six Nations starts. And fingers crossed that our boys who've been picked for Wales come to that injury free, but get so much experience and minutes under their belt that will really help them going into
Yeah.
that second block. So
Hmm.
um overall, I'm good with what happened on Saturday.
Yeah.
Fair play to John. John was quite happy. John managed to get like a selfie with Shiona Tupolotto in his Glasgow gilet and his Glasgow shirt. Um, Shiona Tupolotto had a selfie with me as well as the Welsh wife. That was quite nice. And he was so lovely. Told him that I'd met his brother and his dad the year before with Edinburgh, and he just laughed at me and said, "Yeah, but I'm your favourite one." And I
Hmm.
actually, yeah, but Papa Tupolotto was lovely as well. So that was quite nice. And always, always, always lovely to see at Bridgend how close the kids can get to get
Hmm.
stuff signed and to meet the players.
Yeah.
I went down to try and speak to Tupolotto, and it turns out he was the opposite end to me. But I helped the kid get his shirt signed by loads of players. Like Dan signed it for him, Ratty signed it for him, and then I called other players over who signed his shirt for him. So this kid was living his best life. I love that about Bridget. That was really, really
Yeah.
cool. Um, Also have to say, um, Rod,
Yeah, it's probably a good time to give my sincere thanks to Gareth and Brianna, because I've been trying to get a blue scrum cap signed by Tipperick. Some of you will know this, for the best part of probably 6 months now, maybe even a little bit longer, and I just haven't, had the opportunity to cross paths with him. Obviously, I'm terrace usually, so less, not as close to the box as you and your crowd, Sam. So obviously on the weekend you invited me up, so I got to sit with you, and you said you'd sort me out. So you found a friend of yours, Gareth, who himself has a very passionate Ospreys fan of a daughter called Brianna, who made it her mission to
to get
get
it
to break
signed.
signature on the scrum cap. So I'm gonna have to take my headphones off to do this,
Do
so
it.
I'm not gonna
Put it
hear
on.
any of your remarks as to how handsome I look, but bear with me. I'm gonna slap this on.
Oh my, Rodri, you look so cute.
Hey. This makes it look really, really light blue, but it's not. It is the
It's
exact
not, it's
one
the
that
proper
Justin
blue. It
uses
is the
for
proper
my
blue.
headphones. It is. And
Um,
you can see right there, I spent a long while ironing and delicately trying to remove the logo that was there, just so that I could get the signature right in the middle of the forehead. But there we go. I've got it.
I love it. I
Got it. And I'm a
absolutely love
happy
it.
boy.
But thank you so much, Gareth and Brianna. And
Yeah.
I also gave Brianna my pink and blue OSC badge because, like me, loves her rugby, loves the players, is super passionate, but is a girly girl as well. So I gave her my OSC badge.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that she's got that. And keep your eyes peeled, Brianna, because I might have a present for you in the next couple of weeks to say thank you, which I think I'm saying I might have a present for you. I definitely will have a present for you in the next couple of weeks. We'll have it at the next set of games for you. And I can 100% promise you that you will love, capital LOVE, love it. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but happy Christmas from Santa. Um, so
Santa.
yeah, Santa, 12 days of Santa, innit? Um, and so
Yes, I
yeah,
am going to
thank you.
continue wearing it for the rest of the episode. Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay,
I
happy
really
days.
appreciate it.
I'm really,
Not
really
every
glad.
episode, though. Not every
No,
episode.
you've got to,
Sorry to
you've got to,
disappoint.
yeah, you've got to keep that like tidy because it just goes to show it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Yeah. I hate it though. I get so embarrassed and I feel like,
I
I'm
know
wasting people's time and being
you're not.
annoying. Um, so yeah, yeah.
I'm a
Anyone who's
Celtic
willing to
queen
like
though, and
step
I've got
in
no
and
shame. So on Saturday there was a fair bit of like Rod, get you
oh
going
Christ, yeah,
on.
you were dragging me all over the place and just
Li-
thrusting me into situations.
Literally, I put Rod out of his comfort zone. So um Dewi is always lovely. When I see him, he always gives me a big hug, says hi. So I called him over on Saturday. He went in for a hug, nice hug, had a nice chat, and then he'd listened to our episode where we done the tash off between him and Rod. So I grabbed Rod, we had a picture, and then Rod and Dewi were discussing the problems of having a tash, trying to grow in the middle bit,
Yeah.
and how ginger it looks. So
What I discovered is what we're both doing by having a mustache is disguising how little facial hair we can actually grow, because neither of us could grow any
you
hair
can't grow
other
it in the
than on our
middle.
top lip. Yeah.
I just think
Um,
it's hilarious. Did we come to a conclusion as who would win in a tash off between you and Dewi, or did
I
we
don't know.
not?
I think we decided that they were both equally as ginger and
Poor
sparkly. Yeah, yeah.
ginger and sparkly. Okay. But then I also took Rod out of his comfort zone because when I wandered down to see some of my friends, I was cheeky and I asked Ryan Smith for a podcast for a selfie, which he did. Um, he's tall.
Hmm.
We knew he was tall. We knew he was tall. However, he is tall. If
Yeah.
anybody's seen the picture I posted on social, I've got gazelle trainers on with they're the gazelle bolts. They've got a platform on them of about that much. And I'm on tiptoes, and he's still a foot and a half taller than me.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd also like to say thank you to the lady who took the picture. I think it might have been Ryan's wife. She said I had beautiful hair. Thank you. I love that because I always wish I had straight hair, and I've got curly hair, and I get a bit like, oh, I'm not cool. But she loved my hair, so thank you. And in other news, Ryan knew who we were because he's here at the pod, and he wants us to discuss the tash off between you and him, Rod. But then I also introduced Rod to Ryan and made him have a picture with Ryan. I totally took Rod out of his comfort zone on Saturday. But are you glad now?
Yeah, always glad in hindsight. It's nice.
And
It's
I,
nice meeting the players. I do enjoy it. It's just when you just like thrust into a situation that you don't know what you're going
but
into.
it's the
But no,
lash.
the photo that we had with Dewi was definitely more respectable on my behalf because the one next to Ryan makes me look like the most
A
weedy
midget.
person in the world. Yeah.
He's tall. He is so tall. And you know what? Really lovely to talk to because I know me and Mark has talked about it before, but obviously I watched him playing um, down under, and I
Mhm.
was really excited when he signed. And I must have come across so fangirl because I was like that to him. Oh my god, I was so happy when you signed because I loved you playing for Red, and I just had verbal vomit. And then when he said that he watched the pod, I came back to you and I was like, Rod, he's seen the pod, he knew who we were. And then the fact, I still keep saying it, right? Oh my god, Derry always hugs me. He knows who I am. and he's captain Wales.
Hmm.
Like I keep saying that, like I'm like, oh my God, like,
Pinch
oh
me.
my God. Yeah, and that just blows my brain because I just, not in a weird cougar way, but I just love them. I just think they've got such heart and such, oh, so down to earth, so amazing that I just think, oh my God, the fact that this fairer
Was
little 48-year-old just blows my brain.
was that just a swoon, Sam? I swear I just saw you swoon.
No, because swooning's bit, I'm 48, like I'm old enough to have popped them out. So it's not a swoon, it's a, oh my God, like I can't, yeah. For
Yeah.
me, being like a 3-year-old who went to my first rugby game and like players weren't the Galacticos back then that they were now because it wasn't professional when I first started watching rugby. So they still had normal everyday jobs and
Mm.
you'd see them out and about. Um, but the fact that these are, I don't know, I get a bit starstruck sometimes. And when someone knows your name and gives you a hug, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
But
like
that is what is beautiful about
that's what
Welsh
I love about the
rugby.
region.
Yeah, yeah. The region, Welsh rugby in general, yeah, it's that connection with the players, isn't it? Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody, or
Yeah,
has
everybody
bumped
knows
into them
family.
in Tesco or something. So yeah,
Well,
yeah,
look at the
it's that
lady that we were
closeness.
talking to who was
Hmm.
saying, oh my God, I love the podcast. God, it sounds like we're really bigging ourselves up tonight, but we're not. It's like loads of people stopped us and spoke to us on Saturday, which was lush. But please tell us who you are, because I'm like speaking away to people and they know my name. And I'm like thinking, I think I know who you are, but I don't know. So just tell me your name or your username on X or Insta or whatever. But look at Keith's fiance's, was it mum or auntie? Sheila's son.
It was Keith's, stepmom. I don't know if they're married or not, but
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's lash. Do you know what I mean? Speaking to people. So we know people who know the players. We know how much they love playing for the region. So then that like blows me away because
yeah.
Wales is quite small, really, in that respect. So we had a nice night on Saturday. Anyway, you came over and sat by us. So I'm going to join Rod on the terrace at some point because we did start and try and get chanting going, but I think we'll have more chance on the other side.
Hmm.
I'll definitely come over there one day with you. But um, URC roundup wise, obviously Mark's our URC roundup guy. And let's be frank, neither Rod or I are really prepared for it, if I'm being
No,
honest.
no.
So
I did
we're just
actually
gonna
watch quite a lot of rugby that last weekend, so I did see a lot of the games, but I don't think I'm in a position right now to actually talk people through them. So no,
well,
no,
we
thank you.
no. Edinburgh did quite a
Number on Benetton,
number on
yeah.
Benetton. They're new to the Nils club. Um Connacht game was really, really close, 27-28. Dragons 17-24. So again, not a bad outing from Dragons. Scarlets 29 to the Lions, 18 to them, and 1,000 people watching them in that stadium. So, just going to be controversial. Next time you're pointing fingers, saying your stadium looks, no players or whatever, look at the South African teams because they got less than we've got. And I'm not being funny, Bridgend had like 4,000 and something people there on Saturday evening. It was bouncing at points,
Hmm.
really
Yeah,
nice atmosphere. So do you know what? Stop obsessing about people who are going. Move on. I'm bored of that now.
yeah. And talking about
Um,
positives from the weekend, just for a moment, that was one. Um, you often see as as the margin increases between teams, the atmosphere drops off, but it didn't on Saturday. It
it
was it
didn't,
was it
no.
was bouncing throughout. So
Um,
fair play
but
to all the fans.
the only other result really I want to give is go on, Munster, you little buggers.
Yeah,
31-14 against
it
Leinster.
was
I think Munster
entertaining,
have got
wasn't
a
it?
good place to say, who are you to
Hmm.
Leinster? Did not
Yeah,
have that on my bingo card. Dara, Upper Munster, come on.
yeah.
Um, so yeah, that's my brief URC roundup. Can't be asked to do any more than that if I'm being honest. Um, this weekend then we've got us obviously against Dragons as a Welsh derby. Let's hope it's not a banana skin. Um, but other than that, we've got Glasgow Bulls, we've got Lions Ulster, Sharks Scarlet. I'm praying for you, Scarlet. I am praying for you because they've got their big boys back.
Mm,
Evanets is back.
yeah.
So I will actually I will pray for you. Um, not too hard because you know I don't want to, but um,
I'll pray against them, and then we should cancel each other out.
yeah, okay, okay.
Okay.
But it did make me laugh when I saw on Twitter that they've got their big players coming back. And I was like, oh, Jesus Christ. Oh me, oh my. But
Yeah, but don't worry, because Scarlets might have Jake Ball back, so he'll solve all their problems.
yeah, obviously, because balls solve everything
Yeah.
as a woman.
40, 45-year-old Jake Ball. Did you just say ball save everything?
Yeah. I'm joking. But anyway, we go on the road on Saturday up to Rodney Parade to Dragons,
Mhm.
listening to the Ospreys press conference beforehand. Then Ryan Smith sounded pretty confident that he's going to get a run out on Saturday, and I cannot wait.
Mhm.
He's big, he's gnarly, he's always up for a carry,
Yeah.
um, and I really fancy like seeing that
And we've
up
seen
there.
him warming up for the last couple of weekends now for those two
Yeah,
home fixtures, and he looks chomping at the bit, to be
he
honest.
does. Yeah, and he can't wait
He's
to be out of that.
hanging around the stands, during the game, and I think he's desperate to get on there and prove himself. And
Absolutely, can't wait, can't
yeah,
wait. Also talk about Jack as well. In that Jack's been training quite well. They were going to assess him after training today to see how he was doing. Pretty much they were saying, look, if he gets the medical sign off, we will leave it up to Jack as to whether Jack is happy to play on Saturday because he's come off a really mega season for Ospreys. He's gone straight into a Lions tour. Um, and we want to be as good to him as possible because we appreciate now he's going to go into play for Wales. He then comes into another block for us, goes into Six Nations. So I think from a player welfare point of view, that is fantastic with regards to Jack. I know that there's been with Kieran Hardy, then his family's had a norovirus bug and he wasn't feeling too great a couple of days ago. So I don't know whether he's going to be in contention. I think there was an issue with, I say issue, but that makes it sound like a problem. I think Keelan got a little bit injured, didn't he, before in the warm up on Saturday? And there's been talk that that's led to the reason why he wasn't called up for Wales contention. So interesting to know what our injury list
Mm.
is like going into
Yeah.
um, Saturday's game because, as always, Mark was a bit non-committal and playing his cards close to his chest
Yeah.
about his
If
injury
only
list.
they
So,
publish such things. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But for Ospreys, this is we said the same last week, didn't we? But this is a chance to build positive
yeah,
momentum now going forward, and end the sort of block on a
hi,
little bit more of a high. I don't We haven't had an away win in quite a while, actually. I think our last one was away at Glasgow, wasn't it, last season?
yeah, yeah,
In March, April time.
yeah.
So we want to
We do a win on the road.
assert ourselves and just take control of the game. For the Dragons, obviously the stakes are high as well. They're still chasing a win, a first win in a long time in the league. Certainly, I think they obviously beat
Yeah,
Newcastle Falcons last season, didn't they? But I don't think they've had a win in the league for a long while. and they need
Last
a
last
result
win was
desperately
against
to.
us last year. They've not won
That
since
was
then.
the yeah, of course it was, of course it was. Yeah, don't remind me. Um, yeah, so that they'll be aiming to
They will, yeah,
replicate the physicality that they showed against us on that game,
yeah,
because that was probably the last time that we saw promising signs out of the Dragons.
yeah.
But yeah, this is about bragging rights as much as anything this weekend now, isn't it? Because they've had they've had the jump on us now for too long, and we need to just.
Put that,
It's harsh to
put
say
that
it, but put
goal.
them back in their place. Put them in their
Yeah,
place. You know,
yeah.
I do believe that we are a mark above them, and we can't lose another one on the trot against them. It won't be acceptable.
No,
People will have things to say if we do that.
Rodney Parade is quite hostile
Yeah.
to go and play at and to attend as a
Yeah.
fan. I personally don't find it as bad as Park of Scarlets,
No.
um, but
It's loud and it's close, but
it is, yeah. There
it's
is an
not
element of
hostile.
fans,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Hmm.
But do you know what? I don't tend to. I just give it back if I get it, if I'm being honest. So I don't
Oh
find
yeah,
it
yeah,
as
yeah.
at a hostile. I'm looking forward to going um Saturday. I've learnt my lesson from my last train tickets. I have booked first class between Swansea and Bridgend, between Swansea and Newport, and we've actually treated ourselves to hospitality in their version of like the nest. Um, and it looks really nice, really, really lovely. Do you want me to tell you the menu?
Go for it.
Go for it. You can have a carvery, so you can have beef
Okay.
or turkey or a combination of both
Hmm.
with potatoes, roasties, Yorkshire pudding, cauliflower cheese, peas, carrots, the whole shabango. Or you can have like a lasagna and a pasta selection with garlic bread and all accompaniments, tea and coffee half time. And they get like the teams in to speak to you as well, which is quite nice.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm quite looking
Lovely.
forward to that.
Nice.
I
That'll
was
be good
wondering whether I
experience.
go dressed as a girl or whether I go in my hoodie, but I got a new hoodie now.
Oh,
So
you're
I think I'll put
supporting away. You've got
I'll
to
put my hoodie
you've got to
on.
represent when you're
Yeah,
going
I'll
away,
put,
haven't you? Just
put my
to
hoodie on, but I am quite looking. I'm looking forward to it. Let's hope I'm happy on the train on the way home.
yes,
Um,
yeah.
but
There's some interesting matchups, really, isn't there? There's the battle in the front row and the battle in the back row, really. That's quite exciting. Obviously, we've had the Welsh squad announced, and we'll get into that. But
yeah,
obviously, Wainwright coming up against Moriarty and Jack and the likes. Front row, Brodie Coughlin has been called up to the Welsh squad for the first time as well. Obviously, coming up against Dewi, well, potentially Dewi. We haven't had the team announcement yet. So that could be quite interesting. There's stuff to get excited about. I just hope it doesn't become an ugly, messy game, as Phil Steele said. An ugly game a game that hit the oh Jesus Christ, my brain. Uh, like the Cardiff Dragons game last week, and Phil Steele described it as growing on in the ugly tree and hitting every branch on the way
on the
down,
way
didn't he?
down.
Let's not
Well,
hope for another one of those.
no, I hope not. And I had people who were there who are Cardiff fans, and apparently there was fighting after the game amongst the Newport fans, but then between the Newport and the Cardiff fans, which I've never really heard of before in rugby. But apparently it got quite heated. Um, and I know there was a fair bit of faff around Coed Omachowski's family and a bit of fighting around there as well. So yeah, let's hope it's not that. I love a bit of niggle, but I don't need that level of nig. Do you know what I mean? Keep that niggle on the field, like. Um, because we don't know the injury list, I'm super cautious about putting a team out there.
Yeah, yeah, we'll leave that for this week.
Leave that for this week.
There's enough
Absolutely
else to
fine.
talk about. Yeah,
So yeah, if anybody is going up, um, then please feel free to say hello, give me a wave, flick the knees at me, do whatever, really. Just tell me who you are. I'd also like to point out to Mama Aranka that I've not won tonight.
So far.
I'm being good. I'm
Have you
being good.
it written on a post-it right in the middle
No,
of
I got
your
it on.
field of view?
I got it on my notes, like WTF. So I don't need to. It's on my notes. Um, but see, we do sort of prepare for this. We don't just get on and chat shit. Yeah,
You
we do.
just broke it in that moment. That's
That's not
it.
a bad word. That's a bodily function, but it is a bad word. But anyway, moving on.
You
So
celebrated too early, Sam.
I did let myself down. More importantly, I let Mama rank down. Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah. She'll
God.
be so disappointed in
I'm gonna
you.
wash my mouth out with dishwater soap next
Mm,
time she
mm.
sees me. Um, but moving on to news. Today, it apparently came out that Jack has met with Saris.
Mm. Yeah, things are happening, things are moving, and you can't blame the
Do not
players
blame
for
Jack in any way, shape, or
trying
form.
to
Uh,
protect their futures. Hopefully
don't
it
blame the
kicks some
players.
butts into gear.
Don't blame the players. It's so uncertain, and I'm hearing so many rumours at the minute about what is apparently happening from one man and his goldfish down the pub.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Shut up. Unless you know for certain what's going on, don't say anything. And if you do know for certain what's going on, shut your mouth until it's announced publicly.
Yeah.
Just leave
I
it
mean,
be. These rumours are crap.
if you thought he wasn't having those conversations, then you're probably
You're
being a bit
naive.
tough, really, isn't it? Because,
Yeah.
Jack, I don't know who his agent is. He's going to have one of the better ones out there. And they're going to be constantly looking for better opportunities for him because that is
They're not
exactly
even
what
going
they're
to have
paid
to
to
go
do.
looking, Rod.
Yeah, yeah, they're going to have people ring in his agent and then asking when's his
Absolutely.
contract up, when's he
Yeah.
available, how much is
Yeah.
his breakout clause, these sorts of questions. So
And it's
yeah,
so
yeah,
uncertain at the minute.
yeah, they've got to play the field. That's professional sport.
That
Um,
is that's life for
hopefully
you.
it kicks some butts into gear and it makes WRU think twice. It yeah, changes how they're viewing this whole restructuring
Yeah.
business.
Absolute
Yeah.
madness. So, for me, I will publicly say, Jack, you do what's best for you, boy. Like I literally, as much as I love Ospreys and I love my region, do you know what? You
Yeah.
do what's best for you. Um, you know, the cards will fall where they fall. But hopefully this is a wake-up call to the Welsh Rugby Union that players are serious. If you screw with their region, they're not going to put up with it.
Yeah.
That is it. Um, so
And
that
a
was,
quiet plea to Y11 to just stump up an extra 300k so we can make him a tasty offer, please.
yeah, please.
Yeah.
If he wants anybody to carry bags for him or can't offer to cook for him because I'm absolutely bobbins at cooking. Um,
I don't
They've
know
got
this
no
about the
relevant life
bloke.
skills.
I'll,
No
I'll,
class.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if that's enough to sweeten the deal for him, but I am convinced, Sam, that if I think he likes the Ospreys. I think he owes a lot to the Ospreys. Um, I think he'll always appreciate us wherever he ends up, and I think that if he was to get a slightly reduced offer from the Ospreys, but
He'd
still,
stay.
in a ballpark. I think he would stay. I like to think that
100%.
anyway. Maybe that's just being a cockeyed fan, but
No, he was there on Saturday and I nearly did pull you to get a selfie with him, but he was being like proper selfied on
bombarded,
Saturday. So I
was
thought
he?
perhaps
Yeah,
not because he was so good with the kids and so good with um anybody who went up to him really. You could see that everybody's like, oh my God. So um yeah, I do think his heart is in Wales, like most Welsh boys, loves being home, loves being near their mum for a roast
yeah,
dinner.
yeah,
You know, I just think that he's a homebody at heart, like I think. So
yes.
for me, I do think that perhaps this is the wake-up call that the Welsh Rugby Union need.
Mm.
We've also had Tandy's first side or first squad picked this week
Yeah.
with a nice healthy number of Ospreys picked.
Yeah.
We have
I think
had
we
new
maybe we
caps.
should touch on it this week and then maybe discuss
Yeah,
it because I still been away for 3 days. I haven't had time to fully
no,
digest this.
no,
And if Mark's back next week, then we can all get really stuck into it. But yeah,
yeah,
let's
yeah.
pick it
I
up,
think
shall we?
congratulations to Fender and Morgan for their
Yeah.
caps. Obviously, congratulations to the others for being reselected.
Hmm.
I'm a little bit disappointed for Moriarty, but he seems to have taken it quite well. And there's also the
Yes.
chance for injuries and Six Nations coming up. So
Yeah, and obviously that final game against South Africa is going to be played back in the Premiership window, so all overseas players are going to need to return to their clubs, at which point we've heard today that Tandy will
call up more people.
categorically call up more players. So we can 100% expect him to be called up in when
Yeah,
that comes around, I expect.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we'll get more into the squad next week because I'm sure Mark always got loads of really good stuff to add around this.
Yeah.
But
But yeah, definitely some congratulations in there that are due.
absolutely,
Like you said, Fender and who else getting called up for the first time? Remind me.
Morgan, Morse,
Morgan Morse, of course, but then also some commiserations for Keelan, for
Deves, Keith
Keith, Deves. There was so many boys in there who will have
couldn't
come
put
close,
their hand
and
up.
hopefully they get
And
their
Ratty,
opportunity. Hmm? Who?
and Ratty, just adding
Ratty
on
as well.
Ratty.
Yeah, yeah. So I'd expect all of those that we mentioned there to get called up for that final game, in all likelihood.
Yeah,
Um,
I,
yeah,
I, I.
commiserations, boys. You've more than proved yourselves. It's
If you
just
want, lads, I'll go to Tandy's house and stand outside with a loud Taylor and be like, "Justice for Deves, Ratty." I can do that. I actually don't know where he lives. I'm not that stalky. Um, but I am a bit like the KGB, like most women. I can find information out about anybody at any point from any time.
yeah.
Like social media is a wonderful thing.
Do we
But
think just on that Deves was not selected because of this niggle he's picked up? Because
I
I've
would
heard
hope
that
so. I've heard that.
yeah,
But I would hope so. I just wish when these decisions are made that they would kind of come out. And I
yeah,
know
I
they
do,
have
but
these conversations with the players, but I wish they'd come out and actually say to people, look, I've made this decision because
yeah. Give us some insight on their tactics.
yeah,
Why this player of that player? If you can
yeah,
justify it, and there's some method to the madness, as it were, then people will get behind you. But I think generally it's quite a positive squad, isn't it?
yeah,
I'm happy for a lot of the players there. There's there's maturity. There's some quality that's coming back in with the likes of Toby. There's obviously the inclusion of Reece Carey, who offers something
yeah. He's
different off the
he's been
park.
playing really, really well.
Yeah. And you don't need
This
three expert scrummaging props. Not not that we're necessarily, going to push any of the teams we come up against
enriched in any
about.
of that, like.
But
Um,
you don't need three of those. Have a third option that offers something slightly different that can break the game up in the final 20 if you're down by 20 against Japan.
You're down against 20 by Japan. I'll start drinking again. I've got Japanese whiskey downstairs. Um, but that kind of is it for the news, unless you can think of anything to add, Rod, which brings us then to our questions that I've had from
Let's do
people.
let's do some
Let's do the
questions.
questions. So around the Welsh squad, then Jake, really lovely to catch up with you on Saturday, mate. Hope you're okay. Said, should Ben Warren have been included in the squad?
I think it's probably unlucky to miss out, especially after his recent inclusion
Yeah,
a few months ago. I don't think that's necessarily even a reflection on how he's been playing, his current form, or his overall quality and his ceiling. There's just a lot of movement at the moment in the front rows across Wales. Players
yeah,
coming back into the fold, Dylan Lewis coming back from over the bridge, and other examples of that. So. I think he's just been a bit unlucky in this
I
situation.
think
But
I think
Nicky
now's not
Smith will
his
be
time.
going back. Rhys Carey will be going back for that final game, so he might get that call up again for South
Yeah,
Africa. Yeah,
yeah. There's nothing, and he's still young in the terms of position. He's very young.
yeah.
Something that we just discussed was, will Jake stay in Wales if Ospreys still exist? We think so.
Will Jack,
We would
sorry, is
be.
it?
Will Jack stay in Wales if Ospreys do
You
exist? And
said
that's
Jake
literally
then.
Jake.
If
Sorry, will Jake stay?
if
Jake will
if
stay in
Jack
Wales. He works.
leaves, Jake's gonna follow him wherever he goes. That's
Jake's
what you're
gonna be
saying.
stalking you, Jack, mate. But we think so, yeah. I just think we need a decision now. I think we all need to be put out put out of our misery.
Mhm.
Um, Geraint then, who's one of our regular listeners, has said, um, is Sam on a retainer with BBC Radio Wales?
She's on work experience, guys.
I'm work
She
experience. Um,
student placement.
anytime, literally, I'm on speed dial, right? Um, not like literally on speed dial, but anytime anything happens in rugby, I get a call. I recognise the number now. And at the start of the year, I decided that I was going to say yes to things that put me out of my comfort zone. And believe it or not, because I come across as confident and not really. Um, I decided to start saying yes to these things. They had me on Talk About 360 last week, which was quite funny. I'd like to say thanks, Dave, for saying that I'm worth every penny. I'll send you a fiver later. But I just, do you know what? They always say to me that, and I sound like I'm bragging. They say that I talk quite well, and they say that I'm a safe pair of hands. So if BBC keeps thinking that, then that's all
Yeah.
good in the hood.
But no, to
Um,
sing your praises, Sam, I think what always really comes across um well beyond all that stuff is just your passion. And it's really it's nice to listen to, even if you're talking about difficult subjects, because you could tell that, you're measured, but you're passionate about the Ospreys, you're passionate about Welsh rugby, and that's what people want to hear, isn't it? It's just
thanks, Rod.
true reflections, not just we get so
Yeah, not
much.
gonna play
I'm going
lip
to swear now. We
service.
get so much bullshit fed to us from our union and media and stuff like that. So it's nice when you hear people talk honestly, isn't it? And you do that. So
Yeah,
yeah.
and that's, I think that's what's disappointing about all this, Welsh rugby thing is that people haven't taken the time to engage in a measured way. We want the
Hmm.
Welsh Rugby Union to listen to us, and I'm not sticking up for the Welsh Rugby Union in any way, shape, or form here. If you want anyone to listen to you, then you've got to do it in the right way. So I think I always try and be as measured as I possibly can, but still have that heart about it, because
Yeah.
I just think otherwise you're just shouting into the wind if you just constantly you get nowhere. You don't, and I think that's lawyer negotiation 101 really.
Hmm.
But a couple of other nice comments. We've had Mikey Harrison on Twitter and said, on the point of playing in Bridgend, the original team here, or the original region, was the Warriors. Could the Ospreys play homage in some way to them, as if the Warriors still existed, then Ospreys wouldn't get the chance to play there? And I do think there's some room for that, to play homage. And I think the comments that Dewi has made recently about being a Bridgend lad, um, being happy to play in Bridgend, liking playing there. I think that's a nice homage as well, in recognising that he's a Bridgend boy, and
Hmm.
he's playing on his local pitch and whatever. So I do think it would be nice if at some point we could give a nod to the Warriors and perhaps a little bit of a fingers up to the WRU to say this is what happened last time you messed around with regions. Um, then last we had, no, not last, second but last, penultimate, Gareth Davis on Insta. Big shout out to the Ospreys in the community who came to Cumgraach RFC and ran a training camp for juniors teams. Not the first event they've run, and they need more recognition for what they do in the community. Um, and they are a credit to the Ospreys and the region. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. I think these training camps are fantastic. And I got friends with kids of that age, and I'm always encouraging them to sign up to these training camps because I think they're fantastic. You're getting youngsters engaged in the sport, which is what we want. It's what we want to see. Um, and then I had this in late, and I thought it was quite funny from my mate Martin Lewis on Twitter. Not the Martin Lewis. I'm not friends with, money saver expert Martin Lewis, but other Martin Lewis. When did the regions last play with no drama hanging over them? Quite some time ago.
Yeah, not in my recent memory.
No, no. So that is it for questions tonight.
Just say to Martin as well, he's been pinging me. He's discovered the Chat GPT can write some chants, so he's been pinging me loads in
We'll
on
get a chance
X.
next week because Martin and
Yeah,
Mark
I
loves the
haven't had the
chat.
energy to get through them yet, Martin, but I'm just glancing at them now, and there's some funny ones in there. So
Do
yeah,
you know
we'll
what though, right? Me and Rod did get a We Love You Ratty, we do go in on
mhm.
Saturday. Or we tried anyway. It was just us in the end. Um, the really drunk Glasgow fan in front of
Oh
us
God, yes,
playing
yeah,
Flower of Scotland was awful.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah, at about
yeah,
minute 70, minute 75, he just started,
it was
yeah,
awful.
singing No Flower of Scotland. You could see the his partner next to him and some of the
It was
people that
like,
he's
come
with
on,
just sort of
no.
squirming. Could feel all the eyes burning into the back of his head. So yeah,
Literally, and
he,
he
he
had
then
tartan
proceeded to
trousers
leave
on as
early,
well.
didn't he? He left
Yeah,
early
yeah.
before he had to
Um,
interact with anyone.
but I thought that was funny, and there were quite a fair number of Glasgow fans um, down. Um, Nice to be over the riverside beforehand as well. Good, nice cheap drinks. Nice vibe outside in the gazebo, even though it was like raining. Managed to see Nick from the Ospreys Irie pod, so nice to see him and Rachel as well. Didn't manage. Um, Nick had a bit of a cold as well, so I think we've all come down with it. It's like must be an Osprey pod thing. So lovely to see him on Saturday. Hope he's feeling better. But rando wise, we're going to revisit something that I raised last year, but only because um, it's back on the telly this year and it's got Joe Marler in it.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna
Okay,
say go easy on me because my brain's
I
not
am,
working
I
that well,
am.
but I haven't been watching, but I know what you're referring to.
Celebrity Traitors is on.
Yeah.
Now, I am loving it, right? I can't wait to watch it tonight. Alan Carr is the world's worst traitor. How he's not been caught or mentioned, I don't know.
You should have started this with a spoiler alert, by the way, just in case anybody's just behind.
Honestly, if Rod, you have to live under an absolute rock if you're not watching Celebrity Traitors. So there's been a couple of high moments. Um, Celia Imrie's on there. Last week, she farted. They were in a cabin. They were all chained together. The cabin was made to look as spooky and as horrible as possible.
Yeah.
And they had to do tasks outside to free them inside.
Hmm.
And like water started coming down. It was all going on. And she stood next to Alan Carr, and all he heard was rip. Alan Carr starts laughing. Claudia's confused and she's like, what's going on? Celia Imrie just came out with, I farted. Alan Carr's just gone into pieces now. Claudia's like, what? And she went, Claudia, I'm nervous. It's just literally gone off on one, right? However, Joe Marler's on there. No, I love Joe Marler anyway. Joe Marler is really frigging clever. Joe Marler has spotted the traitors,
Hmm. Well, he's
but
he's he's a witty guy, isn't he? And you
yeah,
need
he
to
spotted them.
have
He's like,
have a pretty good head on you if
yeah,
to be
yeah,
that kind
really,
of.
really logical. However, last night he let me down because he went to the round table and all day he was going, it's Jonathan, it's Jonathan, it's Jonathan. Gets to the round table and accuses someone else who's
He
not a
flipped, did
traitor.
he?
Like, Joe, you tet. But it just got me thinking then about the whole traitors, faithful kind of thing.
Wink murder.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I just think Who do you think in the Osprey squad would could go on the traitors and be really, really good, either as a faithful or either as a
Mm.
traitor?
Who gives sort of deceptive
I
vibes?
think
I
Harry
don't
Gibbs
know.
would be a cracking traitor.
What do you think? I think he's way too honest. I
But
don't think
that,
he has,
yeah, but that's
but I
where
don't
it's
think he
good.
has the capability to put on that facade and then keep a straight
Neither does
face.
Alan Carr.
Yeah,
Alan
yeah,
Carr, because everybody likes Alan Carr and he's funny and they don't think he's capable of it, he's
yeah,
totally going under the radar.
yes,
Like
yeah.
he's even laughing at the table when they've got
But
someone
he's a
wrong.
super duper smart guy, Alan Carr is as well, isn't he? So he can play a tactical game, and
I mm,
yeah.
that could be a
Anyway, who would be good? Who would be good? I'm not convinced on Harry. I don't think he'd be able to lie, and maybe that would work in his
his
favor.
favour.
But yeah, we'll see. Um, I know I certainly wouldn't be good because I think, I'm a good arguer, I'm a good debater, I'm going to get my point across, but I talk way too much and everybody suspects me whenever we're playing these games, like drinking games, Wink Murder, Werewolves, those sort of things.
Love
No
werewolf.
matter how hard I try, no matter how obviously it is pointing at somebody else, I will always get the votes, and it drives me nuts. It makes me so angry. I want to cry because I'm like, what else? It's them, and then I get all the votes. I've just got a
Yeah.
suspicious face, I think.
Well, Dom keeps trying to persuade me to apply to go on the traitors
Hmm.
because I'm quite Machiavellian and I'm quite sneaky.
Yes.
This is where I'm not a massive believer in star signs or like whatever, but under the Chinese star signs, I'm a snake and they're quite sneaky. And I'm
Hmm.
also a Gemini in the normal astrological thing, so they can be quite two-faced, right?
Yeah.
Now, the, I don't use my powers for bad, but the anxiety kicks in as well. So I'm always thinking three steps ahead anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm a natural traitor. And because I'm like chubby cheeks, blue eyes, curls, glasses, nobody thinks I'm really capable of being mean.
And the Welsh accent would help as well.
Yeah,
We've seen
yeah,
that
it
on
does.
previous seasons.
Seen it on previous seasons. So
Yeah.
I think I'd be a banging traitor,
Yes.
right?
I think where you could fall down, Sam, is overplaying the game. I
Yeah,
could imagine you like taking unnecessary risks
risks.
just to
Yes,
meddle,
absolutely.
just to meddle, and then that would be your
Oh,
downfall because you
literally,
just
I would screw with people's heads. I
yeah,
would
yeah,
like I'm that kind of person. So I'm not painting myself in a good picture tonight. Um, so I think I'd be a good traitor. But then I was like looking through and thinking, well, who in Welsh rugby would I put on like the next series of celebrity traitors? Bearing
yeah.
in mind that Alan Wynne Jones has just signed up for Celebrity MasterChef. So
Mm,
rugby players now are breaking into the world of reality TV.
yeah. I'm still trying to. Sorry, pause there. I'm still trying to think of who would be a good addition from the Ospreys. There's good as in good viewing, and I think that's where you're right with Harry. Like he would be just
Yeah,
really good viewing, but who is going to play the game really, really well? I'd imagine Kieran Hardy is probably quite good like that. He's
yeah.
quite personable. He talks well. He'd probably be quite good at masquerading. Yeah, I'll go with Kieran Hardy.
I do think Derry and Jack would be really, really good faithfuls.
Hmm.
I do think they'd be good faithfuls. Um, I'm trying to think who else. Like I'd because they all seem like really like I think Moriarty could be a good little traitor, you know?
Hmm.
He's got that
Yeah.
um
Although I feel like he's got that suspicious look to him as well. I feel like even if he's doing nothing wrong, he'd still get voted for just because of, the personality type,
yeah,
confident. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm,
I think Ratty could be a good traitor as well. All his family are police, so I think he's pretty canny.
yeah. Knows how to interrogate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would Jack Walsh, faithful or traitor?
Faithful,
Yeah, he's got too nice a
but would make a good traitor because, he doesn't look suspicious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think about Dan Sunday, faithful or traitor? He's too nice.
Yeah, yeah,
He's too
yeah.
nice.
Although he loves the glory, doesn't he? So I think maybe he'd get a bit of a kick out of,
Yeah.
assassinating people.
Him and Bosch off as traitors together, like.
Yeah, yeah. You can imagine them just sort of giggling in a corner.
But you know what? I would totally be convinced to do a curveball though and put Jack and Derry as traitors together
Yeah, yeah.
because nobody would trust it. But anyway, that's my random for this evening.
That's a good one. I like that.
But how do we think Alan Wynne Jones is going to do in MasterChef celebrities, and do we think he's going to put mimos of rum in everything?
Probably he will, won't he? He's definitely going to make some sort of rummy sauce with a crumble or
I'll have
something.
a rum bar. Do you know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Um, I
I'm
don't
looking
see
forward
him
to
as a
that.
chef or a cook.
Well, you'd be surprised by athletes, wouldn't you? Because they have to eat such
It's clean. Yeah,
regimented and strict diet. I think that often means that you have to sort of be into your cooking in order to make it nice and non-repetitive and non. Well, there's two avenues, isn't it? There's the food as sustenance people, and then there's the I'm gonna, try and make something tasty group. Um,
but
I don't think
rugby
he would have
players
said
have
yes if.
rugby players have traditionally gone on and done really, really well
Yeah,
on
Phil Vickery
MasterChef.
was on there, wasn't
Phil
he?
Vickery
Didn't
was amazing.
Yeah. Who else?
Oh
Uh, Delalio didn't, did he? Or
no,
did
no, but there's
he?
a couple who've gone on there who've done really, really well. But
Yeah.
are you really going to turn around and give Evil Eyes Alan Wynne Jones like bad feedback? Like the boy's massive.
The question is, who's presenting now? Because
I don't
John
know.
and Greg have gone, haven't they?
Was it Grace Dent maybe?
Okay, the food critic.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, she's quite good. She's usually on Great British Menu.
Oh, I like her. I like Great
Yeah,
British
yeah.
Menu.
She
I love
she
a
she's
cooking
got a bit of
program.
attitude, doesn't she? I do like her. She's quick to just like throw a quip out there at somebody else's expense, but in a cheeky kind of friendly way. Yeah, she's
Oh,
fun.
Grace Dent has apparently replaced Greg Wallace.
But John's
Oh,
gone as well, hasn't he?
no, he's actually filmed this series.
Oh, has he? Because
Oh,
he went at a later date. Oh, there we go.
yeah. Yeah. So Alfie Bow, my boy Alfie Bow, is on there. So
Hmm.
I managed to get tickets for my mum for Alfie Bow for Christmas today, so I'm top daughter. Alan Wynne Jones, Anthony Costa Blue, Ashley Kane, Chris Hughes, Donna Porter, Gaz Chowdhury. I like Gaz Chowdhury, he's really funny. Um, Ginger Johnson, the drag queen. Ginger Johnson's amazing. She won RuPaul's Drag Race UK. Jackie
Hmm.
Graham, the singer. Jamie Lomas, the actor. Jodie Ounsley, my gladiator girl crush. Katie McGlynn, she's in Corrie, she is. Michelle Heaton, Noreen Khan, and Uma Jama. Apparently, she was on Love Island. I watched Love Island. I've
You've
never
lost
seen
me
it.
now. I am not into celebrity culture. Um,
I've got
I
quite
don't
good
really
pop
care
culture
about them.
references. Like my
I tend
fingers coming
not to
out.
watch the celebrity versions of things. Like I was
Yeah,
tempted to watch the celebrity traitors just because of
please
Joe
do.
Marler, but I didn't end up
Please
doing it.
do.
And same for Celebrity MasterChef now. I will watch
Uh,
that because
please
I do
watch
like MasterChef.
Celeb Traitors because Alan Carr is comedy gold. Me and John cannot stop laughing. He is the world's worst traitor.
I'm
He's
too far behind
complete.
now. It's not going to happen. I'm
You're
sorry.
only 4 episodes behind.
Is that it? Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. I
literally.
thought it was
Yeah,
more.
you can catch up really, really quickly.
Okay, maybe I'll do that after
You
this.
can buzz through that. It's worth watching just for the stuff that Alan's saying because there's so many good memes coming out now of Alan from Traitors.
Hmm.
It's amazing. But that is kind of it for us tonight. I spent quality time with you and Mrs. Rod this week.
Mm.
So I feel like I've had a good week with you, Pet.
Yeah, the two of you had a little drag double date, not double date, date.
Date, yeah, we
Um,
did.
Down in Swansea. Where was it at? The
Grand
Grand.
Theatre.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
At Swansea
I'm going
Grand.
to
So
message her because Priscilla, Queen of the Dares, that just come into the WMC next year. And if you haven't seen that film or that stage show, it's banging. It's so funny. It's my favourite. It'll be like the sixth or the seventh time I've seen it. So I'm going to message her to see if she wants to go with me.
okay, cool.
But, we'll arrange my social life off this. But you're welcome to come as well if you want. It's really funny. The ping pong balls coming out of where they should not be coming out of is quite hilarious.
Well, I've done that before in the land of its origin, Thailand,
Oh, you know
in a
what?
ping pong show.
Literally can't think of anywhere worse to go. Like, I can't. Honest
Yeah,
to
yeah.
God, I'm not. I've been to India, and I worked in India for a little while. Um, so I was in like a full five-star hotel, had a security guard, a driver, because you've got to over there as a single female. I will never go back. I will never go back. I've seen it once. I don't need to do it again. I just no, no. I was like, oh, look at those kids playing with their dog. It was their family goat. It was a family goat.
What's wrong with that?
It looked like a dog. They are then going to eat that goat. I'm like, no, absolutely not. But I did the world's best day at a Hard Rock Cafe. I spent 20 quid. I spent all day there. I had breakfast, dinner, and tea there. I was absolutely smashed, and it cost me like 20 quid British money.
Hmm.
So, winning at life, really. But usual rules apply. Comment, share, like, subscribe, send us questions, follow us on Insta, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify. Last time I checked, we were up to 157 subscribers on
Yeah, sounds about right.
YouTube. So
Yeah.
slowly, slowly, slowly growing, loving life. Um, Follow us on the socials. I will try and take some videos on Saturday and upload them.
Hmm.
And I'm just looking forward that we finally put that ghost to bed
Yeah.
and we come away from Rodney Parade with a win.
Yeah.
So I know a
Five
couple of
points,
people who
please.
know it.
5 points.
Right.
Full points. Let's start climbing that table and yeah,
Use it as a launch
make the
pad.
score look a bit more respectable.
Yeah, use it as a launch pad. And this is no disrespect to the Dragons or their fans. I just want to be able to use it as a launch pad. But have an amazing week, everyone. We'll be back to normal schedule next week because I'm actually up in Manchester Tuesday, Wednesday on a training course. I'm going to get to go to a Pop Mart store in real life and buy myself a Labubu in person rather than buy off Vinted. So have a lash week, everyone. I will leave Rod to his normal sign off. I will do my normal sign off. But thank you for watching. Thank you for staying on this journey with us, and we will see you next week.
Ymlaen y gwaith.